Okay. Hello and shalom, friends. Today, I am excited to introduce Martha Burich, a remarkable educator and advocate for positive parenting. She is the author of Yes, You Can Raise Happy, Responsible Children. Who doesn't want that? And her book was endorsed by none other than Jack Canfield, author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. And her extensive background includes serving as a professional, a professor of child psychology for 10 years and teaching high school science and special education for 16 years. She has earned numerous accolades, including the Outstanding Teacher Award from St. Louis Community College, membership in the Phi Kappa Phi Honor Society, and a spot in Who's Who. Is that a magazine, if I remember correctly?
That's a book that lists people of merit.
Notable people, yes, right.
Right.
Beyond the class, it's a book, not a magazine. Okay, great. And they publish one every year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And beyond the classroom, Martha has a heart for service. She is dedicated to making a difference, regularly volunteering at local jails, at treatment centers, where she speaks with addicts and alcoholics. That's so beautiful. And her passion for children, education, and service truly sets her apart. And I can't wait for you all to hear her insights today. Hello, Martha. How are you doing?
I'm great, Mayim. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's an honor to have you and just interviewing someone that has accomplished so much, but not just accomplished a lot, but just the service that you do, for people and working, in the jails and with addiction, people with addiction problems and alcoholism and stuff like that. And it's really nice that you are reaching out to children while they're young so they don't have to, get into the problems later on in life.
Hopefully, yes. Oh,
That's the goal anyways, right?
right, right.
So that's amazing. So I wanted to share your book with everyone so everyone can see. And I'll put the links to it also on the show notes. But let me share screen. So this is your book right here. Yes, you can raise happy, responsible children. Simple solutions and real life examples for successful parenting. So what was your motivation for writing this book?
Well, when our son was young, he was very spoiled, and our mistake, my husband and I, we thought that the way you show a child love is you say yes. Now, I've learned since then that no, that is not the way you do it. Children need to hear no, and when you say no, you need to mean it. And what happened with our son is we would say no, but then he would push, and we would say yes. So by the time he was 4, he was miserable. Everybody was miserable. We were all just. It was an unpleasant household just because he wouldn't mind and he would never take no for an answer. So I took parenting lessons, and I'm telling you, those things, the information I learned, that's what I put in this book, because those totally turned our lives around. It turned my son from an unpleasant, pushy little thing to a nice young man, and an enjoyable person to be around, because he finally learned. And of course, I learned when I say no to mean it, to not give in. And it really did change our lives. But more than that, it's not just, let's say you go to the grocery store with the child. The first thing you have to do when you go anywhere with a child is you have to tell them what you expect. Look, we're going to the grocery store. I expect you to walk next to me. If you don't walk next to me, you'll sit in the cart. Is that understood? And whether they answer yes or no,
They
well,
always
whether
say
you
yes.
understand or not, whether you understand or not, dear, that's what's going to happen. So if I can't see you and you can't see me, you need to go in the cart. And don't scare the child. Don't give them all that stuff about a bad man will get you. That's too much for children to handle.
It's
Just
not
simply,
necessary.
it's not. So I don't want to chase you down. This is a big store. I don't feel like chasing you around. So that's what we're going to do. And then when you put them in the cart, you don't get all mad. Just go, I see you decided to sit in the cart, put them in the cart and say, now, Where are the bananas? Where's your favorite, where's this? Where's that? Have the child looking all over. Keep them occupied. Always keep them busy. And when you get into the checkout line, hand them things to put on the conveyor belt. Don't let them
Keep
be
them
standing
busy.
there with nothing to do. Keep them busy. And if that means you pull it out of the cart, hand it to the child puts it on the conveyor belt, yes, do it that way. Give the child the credit card to put in the machine. Give the child the money, whatever it is. Let them do as much as possible, and even let them help bag if they can, because you want to keep them occupied. And that's with anything, anywhere you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've always believed, I have 7 children, and even when they are young, even when they were young, I could take them anywhere with me, grocery store, and people would always marvel at how well behaved my children were. And, parents will tell me, like, oh, I could never take all of my children grocery shopping. It would just be too chaotic. And I think the key for me, anyways, was to start when they're young. When you start when they're young, it becomes a whole lot easier than starting when they're older. And I love the title of your book. You can raise happy and responsible children. It's so actually, I think they are actually even more happier when they learn to be responsible, because they
Oh,
feel like, when someone is responsible, they have a sense of pride that they're in charge of something, that they know how to behave. And we are raising future adults to participate in society. And if we
sure.
don't do that job while they are young, then a policeman will one day, or
That's
their
right.
manager will when they fire them,
That's
or
right.
a bully will when he beats them up for being annoying, or,
Mhm.
something like that. So this is so important, isn't it?
And contribution is so important, Maya. And I'm sure you know that with your children. Everyone, adults and children, they need attention. And I will get attention any way I can. So whether I act good or bad kind of depends on what you give me attention for. So if you would attend to me when I'm acting good, I'm going to keep doing things wrong, not because I'm a brat, but because that's when I get somebody to pay attention to me. One time, when my son was in college, he was on a football team, and they would practice. And one day he said to us, I don't know what's worse, when the coach totally ignores me or when he yells at me, you know? And he said, I think it's worse when he totally ignores me. I'd rather he yell at me, because then at least I know he knows I'm there. And so, yes, we all need attention. So let's make it positive attention. Recognize your children when they do something right. Thank you for putting that away. Oh, I like the way you talked to so and so. That was so friendly. I liked how you helped your sister. And have your children, if you have more than one, help each other all the time, and at the grocery store. You need to hold so and so's hand. You and her, you and he, go look for this together. So yes, they all need attention. They need to know that they belong. The family is our first tribe. We need to feel that we belong in our family. They need to feel that they contribute. So yes, have them doing stuff. They need to do chores.
Yeah, you know
And
what?
they need to feel competent, power. So they need to feel power. So if they say no, stop that they have the power, that the person will stop that. Or if they ask someone to do something, they will do it.
Yes. And I think, I've noticed that our children, they will try to get away with as much as they can. That's kind of natural. But I do
Mhm.
think that they also want us to set healthy boundaries for them, and that if you get them accustomed to, to healthy boundaries, that they expect it from you, and that when you allow them to do something that hurts them, they blame you, like, oh, yay, you let me do that. And it's like, well, that's right. As the parent, you should set healthy boundaries. And when you can't if you don't teach your child how to set healthy boundaries when they're young, and they won't be
Mhm.
able to set healthy boundaries for themselves when they're older, right? They
Right.
might get
Right.
into eating problems, or they might get into bad relationships,
Mhm.
or, other things that are just dangerous for them. Maybe spending too much of their money, going bankrupt, gambling, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Teaching people how to set good boundaries is an important part of parenting. Our
Exactly.
job.
Yeah. Yes. Do the easy thing, life becomes difficult. Do the difficult thing, life becomes easy. So you do the easy thing, you grab that donut every time you want it, or the chips, or the junk food. Well, guess what? You get fat and unhealthy. Life becomes difficult, doesn't it? Do the difficult thing. No, I'm not going to eat that. No, I'm going to make sure that I get good food in me, nutritious food, and I'm going to exercise. Then life becomes easy because then you have mobility and strength and good nutrition. So yes, and also the same thing with drug addiction. Do the easy thing. What's the easiest thing is to go to a party and be
Escape.
and be a
Yeah.
and being a bum like all your friends, wasting your time and your energy, burning up all your brain cells with drugs and alcohol. And then guess what? Life becomes difficult because people don't realize it, but you know, you might not become an alcoholic, but you are definitely wasting your time and your brain cells and your ambition on drugs and alcohol. There's that old song, I was going to clean my room, but I got high. I was going to get the broom, but I got
I
high.
don't know that song.
Well, that's pretty much what happens. And then even in that song, he says, I lost my wife and my son because I got high. Because if you keep doing
Is
that,
this
if
a
you keep
country song?
going, it's an old rap song. It's like 10,
Okay.
15 years old. Yeah. I forgot who sang it, but everybody knows it, it seems, but of a certain age, I guess. And yeah, but see, that's the whole thing. When you waste your time, and then that also too, if you're sitting around and you say, I'm bored, well, then find something to do, or just sit in your boredom and think, well, what can I do
Yeah.
with this time?
Yeah. When my children tell me that they're bored, I'm like, that's not my problem. That's
That's
not
yeah,
my
it's not
problem.
there's way too much to
Or
do when
or
you're
I
bored.
or I tell them, hey, be careful if you say that one more time, I'll make you do chores. Then you won't be bored.
Well, Tony Robbins, um, he would tell people, when they'd say I'm bored, he'd go, well, that means you're boring.
That's a good one. I like it. I like it. That's awesome. Okay, well, you know what? I think it's really cool also that Jack Canfield endorsed your book, and I'm going to read his endorsement. It's right here on the page. So he wrote, the pages of this book are full of practical wisdom and compassionate insight. It is a valuable guide that addresses the everyday challenges that every parent faces, providing invaluable tools to help parents achieve the outcomes they want while helping their children flourish emotionally and intellectually. And that's a lot coming from a man who started the series Chicken Soup for the Soul, that has helped a lot of people flourish emotionally and intellectually as well through his words. Um, what sets this book apart is its thorough approach to addressing the multifaceted aspects of parenting, from positive approaches to dealing with discipline and corrective behavior, to building self-esteem, to navigating the maze of emotions. Yes, you can serves as a trusted companion, offering insights that are both timeless and timely. I love the wide range of techniques and strategies presented, all with clear examples of how to apply them so that you actually do. It's my pleasure to endorse this remarkable book, knowing it has the potential to transform the lives of families worldwide. A must read for anyone committed to fostering a nurturing environment where both children and parents can truly thrive. Jack Canfield, co author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. That's so awesome. So how was it when you met him? I know you have some videos with him. Was he a nice guy? He's probably
Yes.
a nice guy, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've known Jack for a long time, probably about 35 years. I knew him before Chicken Soup for the Soul. He
Oh,
used to, he used to give self-esteem seminars, and that's where I met him. And they used to call him the Dean of Self-Esteem. Isn't that
oh,
funny? Yeah.
okay. Very cool. I didn't
Yeah.
know that about all. I only knew about his books. That's awesome. So
And in
I
fact,
have
his first book was Self-Esteem in the Classroom.
okay, that's cool. That's good. Yeah, this is so important. And you know what? I often say, I have at Arukah.com, I have a holistic healer certification program. And, we teach naturopathic herbalism, holistic life coaching, and online business marketing. And I'm always talking about how, we should have learned these skills of how to stay healthy and heal ourselves, and how to think right and have the right mindset. We should have learned these things in high school. And I think that this is another thing, parenting skills, like, probably, I don't know, 90% of children who are in schools right now are probably going to have a child, at least one, or even just be, an influencer in a child's life. They should be giving lessons on parenting and how to be a good mentor, and things like that, because coming from, especially from a third world country, I'm from the Philippines. I do see a very stark difference. There's in the Philippines, you don't see children cursing their parents and swearing at them or calling them by their first name or anything like that. They're not yelling at the parents. If anything, the parents are yelling at the children, not the other way around. And then here in America, it's a shock. It was a shock to me and my parents to see that children could behave this way and talk this way to their parents. And I'm wondering, why do you think, do you have any ideas as to why this stark difference when it comes, and it's not just the Philippines, I feel like it's most third world countries actually, where children are much more raised with the value of honoring and respecting and obeying your parents and authority figures, not just parents, but authority figures and teachers and stuff like that. Why do you think America has lost that? Because several 100 or 200 years ago, it was very much like that. There was, everyone said sir or ma'am. Why do you think it's changed so much?
Well, society changes, and there's that saying, hard times make hard men make easy times, easy times make easy people, and easy people create hard times. And so
we're in that part of the cycle because
yeah,
life is too easy in America.
right.
Yeah,
And even the poorest have a phone, have a car, I mean, our level of living, even without money, is very high compared to the rest of the world. So what we consider a human right, most people think is absolutely untouchable in many other places of the world. So we take a lot for granted, and we seem to have lost our idea of gratitude. And then plus you add the whole idea that I'm not going to say religion so much, but the whole idea of God, and there's a whole question of belief in God and belief in a moral authority or just an ethical authority. So that there is a right and a wrong, because we've seemed like we've gotten far from that. What is right? And everyone says, well, it depends. What's right depends. And then they always have this sliding scale of what's right compared to what, compared to what, compared to what. And so then now we're always on a slippery slope. And then you have the encroachment. Now, this is my own personal opinion, but in 1976, the federal government in America took over education. What they did was they developed a federal Department of Education. Well, from then on, they standardized everything. And now we're at the case where, okay, we used to teach phonics. We don't teach phonics anymore, and no one can read. Math used to be, we could do math in our heads. I was taught to do everything in my head or on pencil. We didn't have calculators. Now, once calculators came in, no one can even do it in their head on the calculator. They can't even do math anymore. And then now with Common Core math, when that first started coming in and I was teaching math, I was like, this is insane. It takes twice as long to get to the answer. This doesn't make any sense. And then they were like, well, the kid has to show us his work. Well, if the kid gets the right answer, it's fine with me. If he can tell me how he got it, that's great. That's all I care about. But you don't tell me that 4+1 is 6. But if the child can make some kind of a argument that that's true, no. The right answer is the right answer. So now we're on this really like moral slippery slope. And then we have a lot of government agencies that stick their noses into our business. And this again is my opinion, but you'll hear it a lot. And so people are afraid. They're afraid to do what they need to do for their children. I'm not
Mm,
talking about hitting them or abusing them, but a child goes to school and tells their teachers everything, and teachers are mandated reporters.
mm,
So if a child says to me, my mom was mad at me and she hit me, guess who has to call CPS? Me, the teacher. Because if somebody overheard her and I don't call CPS, then I get in trouble.
mm,
So it's just become a really slippery slope, a really slippery slope. And nobody knows what's right anymore. What's right behavior. And now yeah, yeah, it's different.
we're getting deep. Yeah, that's absolutely, that's so true. And I think you you hit it right on target in so many ways. Also with, this whole idea of allowing children to choose their gender when they're young and giving them
My
like
goodness,
puberty
that's
blockers and hormones and all that before they even understand biology.
that
And
really, yeah, it really shouldn't happen until they're adults. And I'm not even talking 16. I'm talking adults because no one's hearing all the stories of the people who get these surgeries and then commit suicide, try to commit suicide, try to have it reversed. And these are the same surgeries that Hitler was doing to the Jews in the concentration camps, that Mengele was doing, that no one talks about, the
mm,
total mutilation of the body. And then these people are on drugs for the rest of their lives.
right, they don't
You know,
understand that.
they
They
don't
never tell them
understand
about the
that.
side effects. they just
Exactly.
they just let the child have whatever they think they want, and parents get in trouble for
That's
for
insanity.
placing
Yes.
boundaries,
It's
for
insanity.
placing health boundaries.
Right. And
Healthy in
yes,
so many ways, physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
right.
It's so crazy. And then you have these stories of they're taking away the children from their families, and so that they can do these operations and procedures, and give them these basically chemical castration,
Castration.
sterilization.
Yeah. Yes, it's a scary time. So you really have to be careful where you live, where you move, and everything else, and watching your children's diet, making sure they're not getting all this junk food, all these chemicals and seed oils and all of that. I'm sure you're aware of all of this. Our
Yeah.
diet is so important, and especially for kids. And it's really hard to keep kids away from it, but we almost have to.
Yes, we have to. I mean, a little bit isn't going to kill us, but
A
they
little bit,
add these
right?
chemicals into them to make them addictive, and then it's like it's all they want. um
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, I really want to now talk about what you offer in, because you're an author, but you also teach classes, right? You're a parenting coach. Can you tell
Yes,
me more about that?
I have
How
parenting
else do
class.
you serve humanity? Because you serve
Yes.
humanity in so many different ways, I know.
Well, my parenting classes are 6 weeks, and you know what? Join my Facebook group, um, Mastering Child Behavior: Elite Solutions for Parenting Success. Join my Facebook group, and then you can find out about the classes and everything else that I offer. In fact, when you join, if you want, I have a document where you can download the document to find out your parenting style and how that affects your child's behavior, and that's all free. So yes,
Okay, awesome.
Mastering
I'll
Child
definitely
Behavior:
add a
Elite
link to that.
Solutions for Parenting Success. And yeah, just join the Facebook group, and then that's where you'll get all the information. And I give 6 week parenting lessons of the same thing that changed our lives. And the first thing, and I'm going to tell you right now, what's the first thing you need to do with your kids? Start right now noticing what they do right. Make sure you say at least one thing every day your child did right. And when they go to bed at night, say, I love you. I'm glad you're my daughter, my son, whatever. And make sure that they know that you love them. Start right there if you're having any difficulties with your children.
That's beautiful. That's a great place to start. Oh, and this is your
Because
that's your is that your
Oh,
puppy?
that's our rescue dog, Banshee. Yeah,
Oh,
he's a little
okay.
sweet potato. We got him when he was about 2 months old, and Banshee has a little deformed paw.
Oh,
He's
okay.
missing, he has an extra digit or something. He's on his back paw. So nobody wanted him because he had that little disability. So we
Mm.
loved him. We
Hmm.
got him. My
Oh.
son and I got him. He's just a dear. He's just a dear. That was 6 years ago. We've had him 6 years.
And how do people sign up for your parenting classes?
When they come to the Facebook group,
Okay, so the
I'll have
best way
that
is
in
the
there. I'll put
Facebook
that
group.
in there.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
And you're
just go to the
also on
Facebook group.
LinkedIn. I know, so people can search
Yes.
for you, Martha Burich. And okay, well,
And Facebook.
that's so wonderful. Well, I'm so glad that that we met. We met through Facebook too, right?
I think so.
I believe
Yes.
so. Yeah, we met through
Yes.
Facebook. Yeah, it's an honor to know you and to know someone that is doing so much to help people in so many different ways. We're talking about your parenting services right now, but I know you do other things too, which we could, maybe get on a different podcast to talk about. But thank you so much for taking this time, and thank you so much for your service to parents. We really need it. We were not mentored. We were not taught in school how to be good parents, how to be mentors. We had to figure it out ourselves or take parenting classes. So because the government is not teaching us the things that we need to know, unfortunately, then that's why we have services like this. So that's awesome.
Thank you so much. It's been really nice. You really are a wonderful human being yourself, and a great mother, obviously.
Yeah, I got seven. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. It's awesome. Okay, we are aligned for sure. Okay, shalom everyone. And so I'll put all the links to the website. Well, actually, more importantly, the Facebook group, and the LinkedIn as well, and also her book. Oh, by the way, do you have an audio version of the book? I love audio
Not
books.
yet. We're
Not
working on
yet.
it. We're
Okay,
working
great.
on it.
Yes, please. Are you going to read it yourself?
Probably yes. And it's
Oh,
only 70
yes.
pages. It's nothing but bullets. Do this, do that, do
That's
this, do
great.
that.
Concise. That's awesome.
Mhm.
And you have a great voice too. You have just like a nice, like calm, soothing voice. So yeah, you should definitely read that
Great.
yourself. That'd be awesome.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to stop now, live stream.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Algar and I am the host at Expertise TV, and I'm very excited to be introducing you to our guest today, Mayim Vega. Now, Mayim Vega is a former NASA computer scientist turned holistic healer after facing a very personal health crisis, which the modern medical system could not resolve. In 2009, she founded Arukah.com, which offers an holistic healer certification program focusing on 3 pillars: naturopathic herbalism, holistic life coaching, and online business and marketing to empower people to become holistic healers and achieve maximum impact in the world. Mayim combines her scientific background, natural healing methods, and faith in the creator and great physician to guide others on a path to personal and professional well-being. Mayim, it's clear that you are very passionate about the topic of holistic health and particularly helping people who are wanting to transition into this approach. How did you find yourself in this line of work, and why is this work so important to you?
Thank you, Ashley, for taking the time to speak with me. And I'd love to answer that question. So, the way I found myself in this line of work starts with my story of when I transitioned from becoming a computer scientist at the NASA Ames Research Center to becoming an entrepreneur and building my first online business in digital marketing. And the reason why I did that is so that I could stay at home and be with my newly born son at the time. And now I have 7 children of my own, and I always wanted to homeschool them and just be there for them. And so that's why I became an entrepreneur. But my first few years as an entrepreneur was extremely difficult. And I thought it was healthy, but later on, after all my studies, I realized there were a lot of things that I was doing that was not very healthy. They were not very healthy habits that I had. And what ended up happening was I got really sick and I thought I was on my deathbed. And I was rushed to the emergency room. And the doctor actually thought that I had a brain tumor. But after extensive testing and examination, she told me that there was nothing wrong with me. I just, I was experiencing a lot of pain, but they had nothing for me. There was nothing they could do for me. She said that she could give me some really strong painkillers, but that's really it. She couldn't really get rid of the problem. And so I took the painkillers, but again, painkillers and any pharmaceutical drug never address the root cause of illness and disease. And that's exactly why this line of work is so important to me and why I went on my own personal journey to become a holistic healer, to study nutrition, herbalism, holistic health, and holistic life coaching, is because we all know people, and maybe probably even ourselves, who, just like me, went to the modern medical system because that's the expected thing to do. That's the normal thing to do. And, tried to get health and healing that way, but hit a dead end, hit a brick wall, and we either got medications that didn't work or that only worked for a while, or that caused side effects that were so terrible that we had to get on other medications, plural, and maybe even the medication or medications caused side effects that caused other health issues. And sometimes the health issues are worse than the first problem that you originally had. And we're on this ridiculous roller coaster of drug after treatment after procedure, because the modern medical system never addresses the root cause. And medical professionals who have woken up know this. And that's why I have medical professionals in my program, including, doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, medical technicians, etc., who are learning from me, who are, taking the certification program because they realize that our system is broken and we need to fix it. It is our destiny as humanity to overcome all this nonsense, really. We can do better and we will do better. I know it. And that's why, in my certification program, sometimes I joke around. No, it's not really a joke, but I say, I'm empowering not just holistic healers, but holistic warriors. We're in a battle. We're in a battle over our own health and healing to safeguard and protect that, and that of our families and friends and community, of course, as well. And we're also in a battle against very powerful people who, because of profits, like to suppress holistic health and healing truths to keep us just sick enough so that we need something, pharmaceuticals, but not well enough to ever get off them. That is truly the goal of big pharma, of the pharmaceutical industry. It's not true. They don't want to heal us. They don't want to cure us. They want to keep us just sick enough so that we keep giving them our money. And you know what? Me personally, I have better things to spend with my money, like on good food, clean herbs, things that don't cause these ridiculous side effects that we experience with pharmaceutical drugs.
Thank you, Mayim. So that brings me to my next question. What are some of the key benefits of transitioning from the conventional healing approach to a holistic approach in health and healing?
Okay, so that's another really great and important question. The key benefits of transitioning from conventional healing to a holistic approach are, right now, I can think of three main reasons. Number one, the holistic approach is safer. Number two, the holistic approach is more effective. And number three, the holistic approach is the true approach that gets to the root cause. Okay. Now, I'd like to illustrate the first point, the safety of holistic medicine. If someone who was taking some, let's say blood pressure medication or something like that, visited me at my house, let's say I invited them over for dinner, and let's say they had to take some of their medicine and they dropped one of their pills, right, in my dining room or in my living room floor. Now I have very small children. I have a 4-year-old. And what if my 4-year-old found that pill on the floor and thought it was candy or something like that and put it in her mouth and ate it? What would happen? I would immediately have to call the poison control center to get that pill out of her system, because those pills can have deadly side effects. But what if someone dropped a vitamin C pill or a tincture, you know, and one of my children found it? For the most part, if they found it and took it, they might have a little diarrhea. It might be really spicy on their tongue, and so they would stop taking it. But no, I wouldn't have to control the poison control center, because vitamins and herbs and minerals are extremely, like 1,000 times safer than pharmaceutical drugs. There's a few types of, supplements that you might have to call the poison control center, but for the most part, no, you won't have to do that, because our body knows how to work with those substances. It is not a drug. It is a healing tool. Okay. So completely safe. Also, exercise, diet, those are all safe, right? Sleep, those are all part of holistic health and healing. Completely safe, zero side effects. Now, let's talk about the effectiveness. The holistic approach is more effective. And the reason why we know this is because in my practice, and this is the experience of many holistic healers, when it comes to the conventional ways with the pharmaceutical drugs, as I said before, they don't deal with the root cause. They just mask symptoms. So, you might take a cough suppressant, let's say, for example, but if you are not dealing with the root cause, why are you coughing in the first place? Why do you have allergies? Why do you have the flu, etc.? Why is your immune system not strong enough to overcome this in just a few hours or just a day or two, overnight? Why? Because you have not built up your immune system. You haven't boosted it or lived the kind of life that you need to in order to avoid those common illnesses altogether. I have one of my students is a medical doctor, and she said that she used to take anti-allergy drugs every single week because of her allergies. The allergy drugs don't boost your immune system. They just suppress it. They just oppress your allergy symptoms. But when you have allergy symptoms, it's your body talking to you and telling you, hey, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this thing that you're eating or this environment that you've just stepped into because of my state of being. I'm not strong enough. That's what your immune system is saying to you. But I taught her a really powerful vitamin protocol that actually boosts your immune system so that your immune system is strong enough to overcome allergies. And so that's the difference. It is effective because it is true. It is true holistic health and healing because it strengthens your immune system. It doesn't silence it, like I said before. And the third issue is the root cause. Holistic health and healing deals with the root cause, and the conventional approach of drugs and surgery, etc., does not. That doesn't mean that you sometimes don't need surgery, for example, or in an emergency situation need a drug, but you're not dealing with the root cause. And if you deal with the root cause, you can make your problems either go away or become extremely minimal, safely, effectively, and naturally, without poisoning your body and causing the roller coaster of side effects.
Mayim, you have developed an incredible program that you've already mentioned called the Arukah Holistic Healer Certification Program, which you have specifically created for those looking to either transition into the holistic approach or for those who are wanting to grow in their knowledge and practice. Can you talk us through what differentiates this program from other similar programs that are currently out there?
Thank you, Ashley. Yes, the certification program at Arukah.com is really, truly incredible. And there's a few things that set it apart, actually, many things, but I'd like to focus on a few. And one of them is that when I designed the program, I designed it for someone who was in my situation many years ago, someone who was a busy mom who had a lot of work to do and, a lot of things on her plate, but still wanted to empower herself with the knowledge of holistic health and healing for herself, for her family, so she could take care of her family, and maybe even build a career where, very specifically, she could stay at home and, just like me, be a stay-at-home mom. And, even a homeschool mom. I've been a homeschool mom. My oldest is 20 now, and I homeschooled him the whole way. And he's already graduated college, and he's got a computer science degree, and he's an entrepreneur himself. I instilled that dream in him. So being able to, I was able to surpass my income at NASA, and still homeschool my children. It's pretty awesome achievement. And so I wanted to empower people in my program to do exactly the same as I've done, to become a holistic healer, to have a successful online business so that they can have time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, meaning that there's no glass ceiling. No one who you need to get a raise from. You just have to help people. That's how I get paid, is when I help people, right? And so that's one of the advantages. Another advantage is it's very hands-on and apprenticeship based. And you could go to a college to study to become a naturopathic doctor, or another holistic professional like a chiropractor. But it's going to take a lot more money, and a lot more time as well. This program can be completed in 1 year, but because all of my students pretty much are busy professionals already, or busy moms, it's self-paced. So if you have a lot of things on your plate, it's okay. It's still going to be there for you. There's not like a time limit. You're not going to, your grade's not going to be lowered because you submit an assignment late or anything like that. It's self-paced. And so I've designed it for the busy mom, or the working woman. And another thing that sets it apart is we have three core pillars in our program. One is that our students study naturopathic herbalism. And that takes up the bulk of our program. And naturopathic herbalism includes studying the foundations of holistic health and healing, identifying toxins and detoxification, also nutrition and orthomolecular nutrition, or megadose vitamin therapy, as well as herbalism, which includes also homeopathy and aromatherapy with essential oils. And also they study Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine. But it's mostly focused on Western medicine, Western herbalism, and then the next core pillar, the second one, is holistic life coaching. And the reason why holistic life coaching is part of the program is to incorporate the mind spirit aspect of it, right? If herbs and supplements are the alternative to pharmaceutical drugs, well, holistic life coaching is like the holistic alternative to psychiatry. It deals with the mind and the spirit, and spirit has to be part of it because we are spiritual beings. We're not just physical beings. We're also spiritual beings. Now, a lot of holistic health and healing schools are based on, different religions, New Age, or, other pagan religions. And this program, because I'm Jewish, is based on the Creator. It's based on the Bible and biblical principles, Judeo-Christian principles. And so therefore I have a lot of people who are of that faith persuasion, Jews, Christians, or people who maybe, they don't really identify as Jewish or Christian, but they're open to it, or they grew up in that faith, and they don't necessarily want all the new age spirituality. They want the kind of spirituality that they are comfortable with and used to. That's another thing that sets us apart. And life coaching is all about mindset and how to have healthy relationships with yourself, with others. Of course, also, with food and your body and lifestyle. Holistic life coaching encompasses all of that. And it's a very important part of holistic health and healing, especially because stress is often the root cause of many illnesses, common illnesses, and also chronic diseases. So, that mind and spirit aspect is very important. And the third aspect is online business marketing. And again, the reason why that's important is because, as I told you, I really want my students to thrive and to be able to, have that time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, which an online business provides. But also because, there's not a lot of jobs for herbalists, or life coaches even. And so we really have to be entrepreneurial, and it's very, very rewarding. And because of my background, with my digital marketing business, my first business, I can really help people in that department.
Thanks so much, Mayim. So I love the power of testimony and hearing people's personal experiences or journeys. Can you share some of the success stories that might be coming to mind, or testimonials from past students?
Yes, we certainly have a lot of success stories and testimonials, and we'll show some of those testimonials at the end of our talk today in this video. But I could talk about a few of them that are maybe recent. One of them is one of my students. She told me that she wanted to become a nutritionist, but I guess her life's journey didn't really allow for that. So when she heard about my program, my certification program, when it first launched, she joined, and she really wanted to help her husband, who had been suffering from colitis under the care of doctors for about 20 years, ever since he was in the military. And he was going from medication to medication, and suffering with diarrhea and insomnia and restless legs and indigestion, and all these terrible things that colitis can cause. And so I actually created a custom module for her to help her husband with that. And in 2 months, she helped her husband get off the medication and heal from colitis using food and herbs and natural holistic healing methods. So that was a great accomplishment for her. And I get people contacting me saying that I helped them grow their hair back, or actually someone said, "Oh, you helped save save a little girl's life." Just beautiful, wonderful things like that. You helped me heal my daughter. You helped me grow, regrow my teeth so I don't have pain from cavities anymore. Like just all these wonderful testimonies. And that's the reason why I love doing what I do. And and you will too, if you join the program. It's so rewarding and fulfilling to understand and to know that you are helping people, truly helping people in ways that they can't get in the modern medical system. It's so rewarding.
Incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mayim. I can only imagine the sense of reward when people start applying these principles to their lives and actually see a change and transformation. And And for somebody as passionate as you are around this topic, to witness that and to be a part of that, I imagine that the reward is priceless. Another common question that arises is, once someone completes the program, what are some of the practical steps one would take in order to start a successful career in holistic health?
Okay, that's a great question. And that's actually what the third pillar of our program is all about, is, what do you do? Practical steps and what you would do to start a successful career in holistic health. And in that program, we teach our students how to create a high ticket transformational health coaching program that really helps people deal with a serious problem, a serious health issue. And that doesn't mean that it's a deadly, problem, but it can be something that really affects their life, right? Even skin disorders can really affect your life, right? Even though it's not necessarily deadly. Weight loss could be something that is dealing with a serious issue. There's so many different types of health coaching programs that one can make, anxiety, depression, hormonal issues, etc. So they build, and it's part of the program. They will do this while they're still in the program, and we'll support them the whole way. Is to build that first high ticket health coaching program, and then set up their online assets, such as their website, their social media, a video sales letter, press releases, podcasts, all those things that online entrepreneurs need in order to connect with people, get their message of health and healing out there, and build and grow and scale their business.
Thank you so much, Mayim. It's been so great talking with you today. But before we close, for those that would like to get started on the journey to becoming an holistic healer and wanting to learn a little bit more about the certification program, how do they go about contacting you?
Yes, it's been wonderful talking to you today as well. And for all those who would like to get started on their journey to become a holistic healer and learn more about the certification program, all they need to do is visit the website, www.arukah.com, ARUKAH.com, and dig into that and schedule a discovery call. And I would love to be your mentor, your health coach, your teacher in guiding you to become a holistic healer, to become the healer of your home and your family and your community, and to help you build a profitable online health coaching business.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Mayim. So there we have it, folks. If you are ready to move forward in your own journey of becoming a holistic healer, then you can visit the website at www.arukah.com, where you can schedule your first discovery call. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.